Hey everyone, Senrai here. Today I'm going to be watching the fourth episode of Blue Archive, the animation. Last episode, I think that was our Problem Solver 68 episode, so loved it on that basis mostly. This episode, uh, I mean, I have an idea what it's about because the episodes I have kind of have episode titles, so I have an inkling about what this episode might be, so should be a fun one. So let's jump on in and find out. Also, on a side note, at the time of recording this, the Blue Archive game has finally made its way to Steam successfully, like published and everything. It's playable. Great news because we had a bit of a false start, but we got it. That's the important thing. So, yeah, let's jump on in. Three, two, one, play. I will always love this music. Bum, 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 bum. I got this. I got this. Mutsuki asking the important questions. Freaking love her voice so much. Of course, Haruka. not, not a great idea, but yeah, it's completely different. Don't get it mixed up. I love Audrey's determination. She's not one to back down. Yeah, I actually haven't watched an episode of this show in probably months, but I'm glad to be back into it. Because, like I said, I have played the game, so the story I'm pretty much familiar with, but just getting to hear their voices so much, that's like the bulk of my enjoyment. I mean, seeing them animated is cool too, but I just I want the games to be fully voiced. I know it's never going to happen, but it would be better. Like if there was a Kickstarter for that to get the game fully voiced, I would definitely support it. You can definitely tell this what an epic adventure this story is from the opening. All the action and all the emotions. Because it's mostly focused on the action, but you can definitely tell here and there some very quick shots of like injury kind of stuff. Like it's not all fun and games. Freaking Kaiser loans. Loans are the worst. It's about as close as you can get to selling your soul. It's what all reputable organizations do. I wasn't going to. I was just thinking about it, fantasizing about it. Right. Of course. You don't want to make an enemy of them. I mean, they were paid to. It's not much deeper than that. Yeah. I do quite like her L2D. It's one of my favorite ones in the game. He, a character, the tongue flapping, that's great. This poor girl, we must help. Trinity, yeah. Shiroko's got this. She has no idea how lucky she is. She met up with this protagonist nice guy group. I mean, sure, but it's probably better Trinity targets than he for me. Ooh. Yeah, the time for talking ended. Yeah, we're the good guys, okay? Still probably shouldn't have come alone. What kind of girl do you think she is? That's the kind of girl she is. It's a lot of likes. Naturally, Nonomi knows. He's all right. She, whatever it is. Not much of a Perodo fan myself, but I respect Hifumi's interests as much as I can. But priorities, you know. You owe us. Gotta put you to work, girl. Oh, okay. I was wondering who that was. I'm sure. Come on, have some confidence, Mutsuki. 決まってるでしょ? Aru sounds her best when she's got that flustered kind of voice. Building looks oddly familiar. I love the design of the building itself. Nice little I was about to say nice little cycle there. All banks are criminal organizations, let's be honest. Yeah, try robbing that. Right. You could say that. Glad for your contribution, man. I can believe that. I suppose it would. Yeah, but we got Shiroko. The plan. It's time for the plan. You're you don't know what your you don't know what the future holds for you, for me. It was your mistake to come to the black market. It's where the criminal life began. Not going back now. we wouldn't we wouldn't leave you out, Hifumi. You're our friend now. And the iconic Hifumi mask. At least we gave you eye holes and a number. Yeah, you can't back out. We're your friends. The subs decided to translate it as tea party. I think all she said was student council. So that's making it confusing more than necessary, but whatever. And here it is, the full unit. And he for me are number one. Well, she's number five, but yeah, number one in our hearts. Don't we all? Yeah, banks are not your friend. If they think there's even a small chance they would lose their money on you, they won't do it. What a killjoy. Huh? Yeah, good luck on that. You guys are good, you're not that good. Maybe if you, you know, had your helmet gang hired hand extra help, but they don't. Man, it's so weird seeing her like a kind of school desk. I think things are about to get exciting. They're gonna do what you couldn't do. These are our good guys, everyone. Don't forget. Have you ever had such a cute robbery before? Did I say you can move? I mean, if they were innocent, they wouldn't be here. Keikakudori. Yeah, Frost. Told you she was number one. I like how she looked to see if she could find this Frost person. Christina. Yeah, you might recognize them. The money now. I have a little bit of a spine, man. Yeah, bye. Professionals, our first time ever doing this. That's so funny. It sounds mean to say, but Hifu really does look kind of good with the mask. Meanwhile, audio orgasming back there. It definitely was impressive to do that with just 5 people. It's a nice touch to have the drone, like, in proximity. Because in the game, Ayane does heal them as a special support character with drone package. Yeah, the money is just a bonus. That's not a tip for our trouble, really. Oh boy, would it. If you don't want it, I'll take it. In my opinion, we are fully justified in taking the money and using it ourselves. And the show's not going to change my mind on that. Yes. She knows her so well. Why, why not both? You know that one meme? Like, I'm not saying there's no validity to what she says, but I feel like she's too rigid on it. How do... We missed you too, Adu. Good thing they got the masks back on in time. Otherwise, she just chases them down, just a fangirl. I mean, we just demonstrated how shackled they are to morality. You guys got a team name, right? The mass swimsuit gang represent. Even though they're not wearing swimsuits, but you know, don't worry about that. That's your boss over there. I'm with Mutsuki. Yeah, the money they just gotta leave behind, which they're not gonna complain about. From their perspective, they just robbed a really tough bank and left the spoils behind. They must be so confused. Goof. There it is. Why do we have to always have to just crush your spirits like this? And like in the same way too, because you know, because when they met first at the restaurant, right? Otto didn't know they were the Abydos girls there either. So very reminiscent of that. You know, you could just put your laundry in and then leave, come back later. You don't have to watch it the whole time. No one's gonna steal your pantsu. Mostly because I'm not there. Girls and their selfies. Buru wa kaibu. And yeah, that was if I can control my mouse. That was the fourth episode of Blue Archive. Another fun episode. We got to have Ifumi. Ifumi introduced in this episode. Our I'm pretty sure the first Trinity girl we see in the Blue Archive story, and she's just kind of doing her own thing in the black market as you do. Luckily, we were able to help her out because, yeah, Trinity, as you may or may not know, is an Ojo-sama rich girl kind of school. So low life criminals, they sometimes just think of that as a target. You know, I feel like there's probably better targets than Hifumi. Also worse targets. Imagine if somebody tried to kidnap Mika. That'd be fun. But Mika's obviously not in the anime yet. Probably never will be because this is just some early volume one stuff that the season one of the anime covers. But trust me, kidnapping Mika would not be a good idea. Anyway, moving on. Hifumi, I do like her a lot as a character. Like I said, Peroro, not the biggest fan of her little mascot thing that she's obsessed with, but I think her love of it is pretty cute. Now, uh, thing about Hifumi is that there's not really much notable about her besides her love of Peroro, except she kind of has a reputation. Is that the right word for it? She's known as the normal girl, of the show, of the game. Like, it's kind of a weird kind of persona that she has, but that is kind of her. I'm not sure where or when that started, but because obviously there's a lot of eccentric weirdos in the show, in the game. I'm just gonna. I don't know what to refer to it as, but like I don't think she has any animal ears or anything like that, so she definitely does look more normal than a lot of them. Because obviously, Gehenna, they got their demonic features. Trinity, they have their angelic features. So, like horns and wings, respectively. Abydos, I mean, I think is mostly like animal stuff, right? Because we have Shiroko, the wolf ears, Serika, the kitty ears, right? Although I think Hoshino and Nonami are normal. but but yeah, Hifumi is kind of supposed to be like this average high school girl kind of, vibe, right? So I like her well enough. She's a good girl. She has a good spirit about her. So the gang is complete with her is what I'm trying to say. But it is funny though because obviously Volume One covers the Abydos stuff. So even though Hifumi is a Trinity student, I like have trouble thinking of her as one because she was introduced in this volume, became friends with the Abydos girls. So in my head, she's always been kind of an honorary Abydos girl. Like in the game, I sometimes think about trying to use Abydos Blu-rays on her, but obviously it doesn't work that way because she's a Trinity student. So like it's one of those things that kind of some wires cross in my brain in regards to Hifumi. Just a fun fact for you. But anyway, moving on. We got a decent amount of the Problem Solver 68 stuff in this episode, mostly because Aru is trying to solve their money problems with a loan at the black market. Probably not the best idea. But luckily, before things could get too awkward there, we got the mass swimsuit gang swoop in to cause chaos and problems and steal money, which Aru then took for herself. So no loan required, it seems. But it always does sting a little bit that they do have to give up the money because like I know it's a philosophical thing and not everyone's going to agree on that, and I do think there's some legitimacy to some of the things that they say, but I think overall it would be worth it to take the money. Like it might not be a net positive, like it might not be 100% positive, but I think overall the pros outweigh the cons, right? Because she makes some comment about like how does she phrase it? uh I'm paraphrasing it, but something about like every time you bend the rules or something like that, the easier it becomes to do it again or do it a little bit worse. That's the kind of idea. But if you're a very fundamentally good person, which this gang is, I do think you have a lot of leeway, a lot of cushion before that starts to really become an issue. So I don't think doing this just once for a good cause against bad people would put them down a evil in a bad path, right? It might be a bit of a dark mark on them, but no one's perfect. But yeah, that's kind of my takeaway on it. But I can respect their opinions. But I would have taken the money, just no question. Not an inkling of doubt. But yeah, Aru. I love Aru fangirling over the mass swimsuit gang, right? Because she's all about being this hard boiled outlaw, trying to really emanate that persona, living the life rather than being some boring girl at school sitting in her desk studying. That's not the Aru way, right? So she always tries to embody that, and then she sees this group easily pull off what she was too afraid to even attempt to do, and they do it with such style. They get it done, and they swoop out of there, and she's just awestruck, fangirling hard, like that was awesome. I need to talk to them again. I need their autograph. I mean, she didn't literally say that, but that was the idea, right? And then they kind of like leaned into it a bit as well when they were responding to her. So that whole scene was great. Definitely got some good facial expressions from Aru. And once again, the disappointment finding out that they were just the Abydos girls. And that was the episode. See, anything else I wanted to say? No, as usual, just hearing the characters talk and seeing them animated is always a treat. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.